Hi everyone, I'm Levita Carlos Macoy, and I'm back. And welcome to our subject, Child and Adolescent Development, Module 2. We have the topics of Principle of Child and Human Development and Aspects of Development. We have 9 principles. The first one is known to be the cephalocaudal principle, or the development proceed from the head downward. Describes the direction of growth and development from head to toe. Growth follows an orderly sequence. In short, the development here proceeds from top to bottom. Okay, like for example, first we develop our visual abilities first. Why? Because our eye is located on our head. Before we master the ability to walk, and that is because our leg is on the end part of our body. We have the number 2. Development proceeds from the center of the body outward, or known to be the proximo-distal principle. The spinal cord develops before the outer parts of the body. Child arms develop before the hands, and the hands and feet develop before the fingers and toes. So in this principle, the trunk of our body develop or grows first before the extremities of our arms and legs. And the largest muscles also of our body grows first before the smaller ones. We have the number 3. Development depends on maturation and learning. Maturation refers to the sequential characteristic of biological growth and development. Biological changes occur in sequential order and give children new changes in the brain and nervous system account largely for maturation. These changes in the brain and nervous system helps the children mature to a certain point before they can progress to new skill or readiness. Maturational patterns are innate that is genetically programmed. In short, maturation means the ordinary development of growth and aging, and it occurs naturally on us human beings, and it provides us the ability to do something in which it makes us to learn. Like for example, when a child is learning to walk, it is attributed to maturation because the child learns to walk upon reaching a particular stage in development. Number 4, development proceeds from the simple or concrete to the more complex, known as the principle of hierarchical integration. It states that those simple skills typically develop separately and independently but are later integrated into more complex skills. In these principles, simple skills must be acquired first before the complex one. Example, children eat with their fingers before they attempt to use a spoon, fork, or chopstick. We have the number 5. Growth and development is a continuous process. As the child develops, he or she adds to the skills already acquired, and the new skills become the basis for further achievement and mastery of skills. Most children follow a similar pattern. It means that growth continues from the moment of conception until the individual reaches maturity, and the development is a lifelong process. Why? Because there will be a drastic changes and transition from infancy to adulthood. And of course, it will end only until death. Number 6, growth and development proceed from general to specific. Growth occurs from large muscle movements to more refined, smaller muscle movements. Characteristic traits vary at different stages. Traits become more complex as the child gets older. In all areas of development, general activity always precedes specific activity. Like, for example, infants wave their hands randomly. That is general. And they can make specific responses as they are reaching out for an object near them. Number seven, there are individual rates of growth and development, known as the principle of independence, asserts that each child is different and the rates at which individual children grow is different. There is a range of ages for any developmental task to take place. Okay. It means that boys and girls have different development rates, and each part of the body has its own particular rate of growth. Even the twins, their growth and development are not the same. Number eight, development is influenced by both nature and environment or nurture. The process of heredity and environment are interdependent and complementary. Child's genetic inheritance or heredity provides the basic foundation for many physical and personality attributes, but the influences of social, cultural, and familial variables or the environment also contribute to environment. Heredity is a strong influence on physical development, and it is also the passing of traits from parents to their offspring. Example, color of the eyes and hair, the height, and even obesity. We have here an example. Jenny inherited the obesity genes from her mother, but the influence of environment play an important role on Jenny. How? The first one, if Jenny eats healthy food, her obesity genes are not triggered. But if Jenny eats unhealthy food, her obesity genes are triggered. Number nine, optimal tendency of development. The body tends to maintain a state of equilibrium called homeostasis, where the body tends to adapt to environmental conditions and strive to preserve constant internal environment despite changing conditions. And when we say optimal development, a child is most likely to reach her full potential if she experiences consistent, predictable, enriched, and stimulating interaction in a context of attentive and nurturing relationship. The next topic are the four aspects of development. The first one is the physical development. It pertains to the changes of the body structures and functions over time. Physical growth and physiological change will be rapid during the first year and then steady until puberty. Or it is the process that starts in human infancy and continues in late adolescence, concentrating on growth and fine motor skills as well as puberty. It involves the developing control over the body, particularly muscles and physical coordination. Example, as the child grows, the height, the weight, and the body will change increasingly. Number two, cognitive development refers to the gradual and orderly changes in the individual's mental processes from simple to complex or sophisticated. This is how a child will learn and develop thinking and language skills. It means that it is how children think, explore, and the development of their knowledge, skills, and problem solving in which it helps them to think about and understand the world around them. Number three, psychosocial development. refers to the changes in personal and intrapersonal aspects of individuals, such as motives, emotions, personality traits, and interpersonal skills. Emotional development is learning and developing the emotional skills to live within a family and society. And social development is characterized by a dramatic change in the quantity and quality of social relationships. It means that it involves changes not only in children's over behavior but also their social cognition. For example, we can take the perspective and we can understand people's behavior basing on people's knowledge and desires. And because also of this development, we can select and choose a good friend for us. Behavioral development, this is the last one. Engaging in risk taking behavior helps them shape their identities, try out new decision making skills, developing realistic assessment of themselves, and gain peer acceptance and respect. Behavioral development is the result of environmental interaction that influence the behavior of a child. That is why parents must have the patience to help their children to deal with their anger, fear, and disappointment. This is now the end of our module 2. Hope to see you again on module 3, and thank you for listening.